Hey YouTube, what's going on? So I recently made a super simple modification of my truck using Plasti dip, and I've been kind of getting some questions on how I did it and kind of what the stuff is. So I figured I'd just make a quick video walking you guys through how I did it and for how you can do it for just a few bucks. And here you guys can see some before and after pictures of what it looks like. And this really only took me 3 cans of Plasti dip in just a couple hours. Alright, so to kick this project off, the first thing I did was to clean the area. I used some basic car wash soap just like this. Then what I did is use a soft bristle brush to clean the badges and the wheels, making sure all the dirt was removed before I Plasti dipped it. After the area is good and clean, you want to make sure to dry it off completely. I ended up using an air compressor to kind of speed the process along. So if you hand dry it like me right here with a towel, it's probably best to wait 24 hours before you start to Plasti dip. In order to make sure it was really dry, I used an air compressor and an attachment just like this to blow air on the area. If you don't have an attachment like this or an air compressor, don't worry about it, but just let it sit for 24 hours. Once the area is good and dry, you can use duct tape and newspaper and start masking off the area. You don't have to get too close with the masking tape, just make sure it's clean lines. Additionally, for my wheels, I taped off the lug nuts. You probably don't have to do this or might not have to if you don't want to. It's just an optional step. If you are going to go ahead and Plasti dip your wheels, you want to use something like a plastic bag to cram through the wheels to make sure you don't get any overspray on the rotors or calipers. You see what I'm doing right here is just cutting a plastic bag down the middle. By doing this, it's a little bit easier to cover the entire rotor. You can see here, once you cut it, you just kind of cram it in there and feed it all the way around. Just make sure the whole thing is covered. Because like I said, we don't want any overspray on the disc brakes. So once you're done, it should look something like this. Make sure the plastic bag isn't touching any part of the rim, because when we spray it on, it will stick to both the rim and the bag. Here's what the final taped up area looked like. Now we can start our Plasti dip. Before you begin, make sure you shake up your can really good. Once that can is good and shaken up, you can begin to apply your Plasti dip. Here's what my first coat looked like on the side badges, very light. And here's what the first coat on the rim looks like, real light. This is my second or third coat going on. I'm just going to show you real quick on how I sprayed it. So as you can see, I don't want to show you the spray in the whole wheel. It's kind of tedious, but you just kind of want to go back and forth, making sure it's applied really evenly and there's no, splotchy parts or too caked up in one area. Just make sure it's real smooth. As you can see, when it's done, it kind of looks like this. There should be like a light sheen. On my truck, there were some caps that cover the lug nuts, which I sprayed separately. I put 5 coats on them, and I allowed 24 hours before I put them on my truck. Once you've finished spraying your final coat, you can go ahead and peel off the masking tape. You can see how easily this stuff just peels right off. You want to go ahead and remove the masking tape right after you've sprayed the last coat so the seams are still kind of wet. I found that's the easiest way to do it. And then you can see any bits in between the letters. Most of the time it comes right off with your fingers, but you might need a toothpick to get in there to just start it, and then it should peel right off. And then once the wheels are finally sprayed and dried totally, this is how you take it off, any overspray. You just use a microfiber cloth, and you'll see it just rubs right off. You can start a little seam using the microfiber and then just peel it off like a sticker. And you might have a little overspray on your car paint as well. You'll see I have a little bit right here, a line. But again, use that microfiber cloth and it just comes right off. And that's it. Once you've wiped off all the overspray, you're done. Allow 24 hours to totally cure, but it's that simple. Thanks for watching.